As I recall, we were making quite a bit of headway yesterday with Mr. Harding's problem.
Ah, I'd like to interrupt a moment concerning a talk I had with Mr. McMurphy in my office earlier this morning. You see, Mr. McMurphy and I found out we went to the same high school. We both recalled the carnivals the school put on. I mentioned to McMurphy that I was the chairman of the high school carnival. To put an end to this nostalgia, McMurphy and I were wondering how the men on the ward would feel if we put on a carnival of our own.
Ugh. I personally believe, that a carnival would be a real good idea. Something to break the monotony.
That's right, Charlie. And not altogether without therapeutic value.
Certainly not. No. Lots of therapeutic value in a carnival. I can make a ring toss in occupational therapy.
I'm rather good at diagnosing pathologies from palm readings myself.
Good. I'll bet McMurphy wants to run a booth too.
Myself? Well, I'd be honored to run a skittle wheel. I've had a little experience.
Oh, there are numerous possibilities. I've got a million ideas. What do you think, Miss Ratchet, of a carnival here on the ward?
I agree that it may have a number of therapeutic possibilities, but we should discuss it in a staff meeting first. Don't you think, Doctor?
Of course. I just thought I'd feel it out with some of the men first. Yes. A meeting first. Yeah.
Fine. Then if there is no other new business, and Mr. Cheswick will be seated, I think we might go right on into the new discussion. We have 48 minutes left, so as I...
Oh, hey, wait. I remember. There's some new other business.
Yes, Mr. McMurphy?
Oh, not me. It's, Dr. Spivey. Doc, tell him what you come up with about, hard of hearing guys on the radio.
Yes, I nearly forgot. McMurphy and I were discussing the mixed population here on the ward. It isn't the ideal surroundings for our therapeutic community. The older fellows seem to have trouble hearing the radio. Mr. McMurphy noticed this and mentioned that it should be turned up. But the younger fellows already think the radio is too loud. Mr. McMurphy said he hadn't thought of this, but thought also that it was a shame that some of the younger fellows couldn't get off by themselves and read or something like that. I thought, what about the old tub room, where we used to store the tables when we have the ward meetings? So, how would the group like to have a second day room? A game room, shall we say?
It sounds like a fine plan, Dr. Spivey, and I appreciate Mr. McMurphy's interest in the other patients, but I'm terribly afraid that we don't have the personnel to cover a second day room.
I thought of that too, Miss Ratchet. But since it'll be mostly chronics in the day room, I think one aide and one nurse will be able to subdue any of the uprisings that may occur, don't you think?
What do you think, men? I'm rather enthused about it myself, and I say we give it a try. And if it doesn't work out, we've still got the key to lock it back up, haven't we?
Right, Miss Ratchet. And if it don't work, we still got the key to lock it back up. You bet.
Fine. Very good. Now, if that's decided, I've forgotten what we were planning to talk about this morning.
Strangers in the night exchange